Tonight we're talking about pregnancy posture and how the body changes as we progress through pregnancy, the things that can result in aches and pains and how to correct some of that posture so that then when we carry into life as a mum, our body is more structurally sound without ache and pain, with the muscles functioning correctly. What generally tends to happen when we're pregnant is that our chin will start to protrude forward just a little bit. And we're already sitting at desks all day anyway, driving cars, everything's in the forward position, so we start to see that the chin starts to protrude forward and the shoulders start to roll in, especially as the breasts start to get a little bit more heavy, okay? So we start to take on a little bit more of this look. The tummy starts to grow, and what will tend to happen is we'll start to get this sway through the back as the tummy grows. So those back muscles will then switch off, the core's not working effectively. What starts to happen is we start to lock our knees. So we start to lock out through the knees, and then the glutes can't work. We start to get knee pain, and we start to lose the arches in our feet as well. So we start to look a little bit more like this. So we're going to correct that. We're going to learn how to get into some good posture so that even as we get to 40 weeks pregnant, we can still maintain nice alignment. So what we need to do, we're going to start by giving our shoulders a little bit of a roll. We want to start with our head nicely aligned, shoulders over ears, chins tucked in. Shoulders down and back. So we almost want to think about putting our shoulders into our back pockets. Now think about our tummies, and we talked about core a little bit earlier. We want to think about gently drawing our tummy in, like we were trying to do up our button on just a tightish pair of pants. So our tummy's always drawing in. Coming down to our knees, we want to always have just a little micro bend in our knees. So there's just a little micro bend. Beautiful. Then making sure the weight is evenly distributed between our feet, preferably rolling out to the outer edges of the heel so that we maintain the arches. So we've got some nice straight posture here at the moment. Okay, but what we could start to see is as our pregnancy progresses, these shoulders will start to round more like this. Yeah. Okay, so always trying to think about drawing those shoulders down and back, so pulling those shoulders down and back, and we'd have to do some upper back strengthening work, which we'll talk about in another video, to get this strong. Particularly as the breasts start to grow, we'll start to feel like we're switching off through the upper back, and then we need to feed and carry a baby for hours on end, which will again have us in this forward posture. So we really need this upper back strong now in pregnancy so that will help support us when baby comes along. The other thing that we can see start to happen is that the tummy starts to protrude and the tail starts to stick out. Yeah, so we start to get this curve here, this curve in the back, alrighty? So when that happens, what we're going to do is if we all put our hands onto our tummies and one onto our tail, we want to think about tucking our tail under and then sticking our tail out. It's going to create some mobility through the back. Tail under, tail out, tail under, tail out, and then rest in a neutral position where the tail's not sticking out or not sticking under, and we've got a nice flat back now. Nice flat backs. Okay, so they're the things to keep in mind. A few things that we will see is that our hip flexors will get quite short and tight if we're sitting at a desk all day or driving a car a lot, and then once baby comes along, we're going to be carrying, holding, feeding babies, do it a lot in a seated position. So when these start to get short and tight, that will actually have the effect of rotating that pelvis forward. And so then we end up in that lordotic position. So we need to have stretched out our hip flexors. We'll stretch out our hip flexors now because that's a really important one. And what we're going to do is, like we're on railway tracks, take the foot back like we're in the pregnancy lunge again. We're going to lift this hip up toward the ceiling and squeeze your back butt cheek. You should feel a stretch coming through the hip flexor here, and then we lift our hand up. The other way we can do that is seated on a fit ball. But if we're in standing, as long as we've got the short stride, we're okay. So we'd stretch that both sides by stretching out the hip flexors. It's just going to be able to let the pelvis be in the right position so we can keep our backs in the right position. The other thing we'll need to do too is stretch out through the chest. So we don't have any fit balls in here, but we do have the one where we lay over the fit ball. Alternatively, we can put one hand on the wall and then turn away. And we're stretching out through the chest there. And we do that both sides so that we align through the chest. And then we need to strengthen the upper back, and we do that through our rows, which we're doing in class. Lots of rows to really pull us back into alignment. Show me how you find it again. Show me that pregnancy posture. Head's nice and tall, chins are tucked in, shoulders are down and back, tummies are drawing in, weight evenly distributed between the feet, a little bit of bend in the knee. Perfect pregnancy posture. Well done, girls. Thank you.